digital. And at the bottom is the 4-H Classic, which has all the FCS contests and all the prepared speech. So if you click on the very bottom contest, says FCS Skill-A-Thon, okay, that takes you to the Skill-A-Thon page. Here is all the information you need to know for this contest, okay? So at first they said there was 3 identification classes. So those 4 classes are foods and cooking, interior design and housing, and sewing and clothing. They're going to ask 25 questions from each of those. We pulled our information from these study guides. So I'm going to select one of them just to show you an example. So let's go into the Food and Cooking ID Skill-A-Thon booklet, because it's kind of a combination of the other things. Okay, so I'm going to open that up and I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see this a little bit bigger. So this ID booklet is going to have different things that can be identified. So there might be 100 things in here, but you're only going to be shown a picture of 25 of them. Okay, so you might see a blender there, and then you're going to have a drop-down list of a variety of names. You're going to have to select, oh, that's a blender, and click the blender as your option. Okay, so you might see an immersion blender also there. So you gotta make sure it's an immersion blender, not the other one. Okay, does that make sense? So you're gonna have to identify 25 of these items. So this is where you go to find the study materials and what the items are. We won't be picking this exact toaster oven. It might be a different toaster oven. And so you needed to say, oh yeah, that's still a toaster oven, even though it might not have a white roof on it and stuff like that. So some of them might be slightly different than these pictures, but they're still the same item. Okay, does that make sense? So you'll do that for this area that we're in here, which was the food and cooking. You're going to get some for interior design and housing. And it's bringing it up. I'm going to enlarge it a little bit. You might get something, these are a little more difficult. Might be a flooring, and you have to identify that's a bamboo flooring. Okay, or that's concrete. Or let's get down to some of these other ones here. You might need to identify a textured cut pile carpet. Okay, what that is, or that this is a banner valance window treatment right here. So it gets a little more difficult for the things you don't know. Okay, and then there's some tools in here as well. Let me get down to some of them. So this is interior design treatments. I'm going to go down to the bottom here. And then there's some tools. Like some of these will be really easy. Oh yeah, that's a hammer. This is a screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver. Needle no pliers or putty knife. Okay, you're just going to have a lot of things, 25 in this area, and then another 25 in the area of sewing and clothing. Okay, I'm going to go back to this. So do you want me to talk about the foods judging now also? Okay, so the food judging for this practice, we're only going to have you do one. In the state contest, you have to identify 2. Okay, this is a little more difficult. So I'm going to explain how you do this. So down here in this food judging, you're going to get a class of products that you have to decide because of a scenario which one would be the best. So it can be pulled from cereal, fast foods, yogurt, trail mix, healthy snacks, any of those. They'll have 2 of those. So down here is an example on the website. That's what we're going to go through right now. Okay, so there's 2 here. I'm going to just pick the yogurt one. Okay, so this would be a judging class, let's say. Okay, so they're going to give you a scenario. Christina, can you see that? Can you read the scenario for them?
Yeah. So Jacqueline has made a New Year's resolution to cut out her junk food snacks because of the fat and sugar. She thinks yogurt is a good choice to begin her resolution. Jacqueline doesn't like artificial sweeteners and wants a good source of protein to help her stay satisfied. Which is the best choice for Jacqueline?
Okay, so I want to have a little discussion here. What are the points when we evaluate these different yogurts that we might need to consider based on this scenario? Anybody can answer here. Anybody have an idea of any of these?
Maybe look for like kinds of yogurt that don't have artificial sweeteners and aren't high in sugar.
Okay, so there's two. No artificial sweetener, not high in sugar. Josephine, did you have one?
Protein.
Higher in protein. Okay. Now let's look at what our choices are, okay? And let's see if we can figure out which one is going to be the best. Okay, so we have 3 or 4 choices. Every time you're going to get 4 choices of these to choose from. Okay, so we've got the sugar, the artificial sweetener, the fat, because you did mention fat a little bit, and high protein. So let's evaluate these 4 types. Which one has an artificial sweetener in it? Which number?
1.
1. So that's probably not going to be a very good choice, right? Or a high choice. Okay. How much protein does number 1 have in?
8.
8. So it has the least amount of protein and artificial sweeteners. Are the sugars high or low in there?
Low.
Yeah, it's lower, but the reason it's lower is because it's replacing it with an artificial sweetener. So she doesn't want to have those. So that would probably be one of the lower choices, wouldn't you think? So that's going to be down at the bottom. So number 1 might be at our bottom area. Okay, so let's look at these other ones. Okay, so out of the other ones that none of them have artificial sweeteners, let's try to figure out which one's the best choice. So we just figured out what our worst choice is. So what would be our best choice in there? What would you look at?
Number
3.
Okay, Raquel, what did you say?
Number 3.
Okay, number 3, why?
Because it has no artificial sweetener and it has the highest amount of protein in it.
And what else?
And it has a low amount of sugar compared to the other 2 options.
Right, the lowest amount of sugar. So I would think that 3 would be the best choice too. Okay, now let's look at that middle pair. Okay, in there. How are you going to decide between those? They're pretty dang close, aren't they? Okay, so on the sugars, it says 2nd ingredient or 4th ingredient. So does that mean when on a label that they have the first thing that is listed is what's the most in the package? So let's say it might be milk is the first ingredient. Okay, because the yogurt's made from a dairy product or a milk product. Okay, and then the 2nd ingredient on the number 2 is sugar, where on number 4 it's the 4th ingredient. So which one of those 2 you think would be the better choice? Okay, Raquel's saying 4. What do the rest of you think? Same?
4.
4. Okay.
4.
4 and then 2. So I'm going to hold this up, even though it's, if you can even see it. So 3, 4, 2, 1 is the way we're thinking we want to place these. Okay, let's see if we did what, I didn't even look to see what it said. So I'm going to go up there. Okay, so 3, 4, 2, 1. That's what the correct answer is. Okay, that's exactly what we picked. Okay, that's how you do a judging class, is to figure that. You don't really need to know what the cuts are, but the cuts are how difficult the choices are. If it's super easy, it has a smaller cut. If it's a harder cut, it'll have a bigger spread. No, if it's super easy, it'll have a bigger cut. If it's closer, it'll have a smaller number. Okay, so the two easier choices, the first choice and the last choice, had those 3s, but that middle was kind of a harder choice because it was so close, very much, and so that had a smaller number. Okay, and so that cuts, you don't really need to know that, but that's how they divide the points up. So we're going to look down here at the bottom, and they have all of these placings here on there. Okay, all the possible combinations that you could pick. Okay, so let's look down at our 3, 2, 4, 2, 1. Okay, let's find that. Our 3, 4, 2, 1 has 50 points. That's the max points you can get. Okay, because you got it exactly right. If you're off slightly, let's say we just got those middle 2 mixed up. Okay, so let's see, 3 would be first, and then 2, and then 4, 1. It's only where you get 48 of the 50 points. That's still pretty good, because that cut was only worth 2, so there's only a 2-point difference in that, because that wasn't that hard. So you only lost 2 points by getting 1 off. Does that make sense? If you got one of the others off, you would get more. Like this top one was your first choice. They're lower points because that was the worst choice and you made it the first choice. So you're going to lose the 3 points and the 2 points and the 3 points off of that by getting the worst choice as your best choice. Does that make sense?
Yes, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Benjamin.
So I remember in the consumer decision making that there was, well, we had to explain it. And then I remember we had to say it, like, given that. Was it something like that?
Yes, that's called oral reasons.
Yeah,
So you have
I
to-
meant like, what was the phrase?
Oh, okay. Let me think. Can you remember, Megan?
It is like, oh my goodness, I wrote it down because.
Yeah, I'm trying to think right now too. But this contest is kind of a combination of all 3 of those team competitions in FCS. So you're learning, this is what the consumer decision making is. You're going to have 4 or 5 situations like this, and then you'll give oral reasons on 2. You have 6 classes and give oral reasons on 2, where you don't have to do the oral reasons here. You just judge 2 classes. And then all those identification are also the questions that are in the FCS Bowl. So if you're learning this, it's so super easy to turn around and learn it for the FCS Bowl, because, oh, they'll give you the definition of a blender and you got to ring in and what the blender is. Just like here, you're identifying it by the picture. There, you're going to identify it by the definition. So all of the study materials for all of these kind of contests kind of intermingle, if that makes sense. So I recommend if you're doing one, you do all 3 of these contests. But that, did you find it, Megan?
No, 1 second.
Okay, she'll look at that. So, but that's how you do that. And then on this website, I'm going to go back to the website here. So those were that sample. So it's going to come from one of these for the state contest and one of these for the practice contest today. And then out of those 100 choices of each of those, we'll pick 25. Okay. And then I'm going to zip on over to consumer decision making. and see if I can, this oral reasons. You can watch these oral reasons. These are people giving them. And that will, you'll hear them say those words. Benjamin, if we can't find it, what it is in that example. I'm just drawing a blank because it doesn't make sense.
Okay.
But it's not like, it's like therefore, or okay, I know, Amanda, are you on there? Can you remember what it is?
What was it? What's the question?
When you're giving oral reasons, what is it when you talk about why you placed one over the other?
Grant.
Grant. Yes, grant. Grant means I placed it this way, but when you grant means, but number 2 choice did have these positive things. So granted that was still a positive thing. So you could say on our yogurt situation that we placed this the last place, grant it's low in sugar, but it's replaced with artificial sweeteners that she doesn't want. So it's still the last choice. So grant is saying what would be the positive things in those second and third choice and fourth choice. Does that make sense? That's what the grant terminology means. Okay, thanks, Amanda. I knew you would remember. Okay, so any questions on how you're going to identify those or do those 2 type of things? You're just going to see a picture and have to select from the choices on the drop-down menu of what they are. So when we get to that point, I'll be putting that in the chat, so you can go in and you're going to be taking kind of like a little test. And then when we get to the situation where we don't have to do things virtually, you will actually see them in front of you. The actual product or a picture of that product will be sitting on a table and you'll look at it that way. Okay. And then are you guys going to do any explanation on the life skills assessment?
Yeah, will you go back and just show them where they can find this information?
Okay. So I'm going to go back to the Skill-A-Thon. Okay. And then all the informations for the life skills assessments are right here. Okay.
And prior to the contest, you'll know what the assessment is going to be on. So
for today, we're going to do disaster preparedness. Okay. So I'm going to open that one. And there's a study guide here about disaster preparedness. Like making a plan, communicating the emergency, important records, safety, creating a disaster supply kit, and a variety of things that might need to be in that kit, how to take care of your pets, how do you maintain it, food safety, deciding where to stay and go, shelter in place, discussing disasters with children, more information. Okay, so that would be your study guide that you'd study for emergency preparedness. Does that make sense? Trying to learn on how to be prepared. And all of these come from all across the nation. Different states put these together.
How are we going to do the life assessment part?
So can you unshare and then I will share my screen. Thank you.
Okay, so that's what we're going to cover next.
Yep. So the life assessment test is your big team component of this contest. So this is where we are seeing how well you guys work as a team. And what will happen is when it's your turn, your team would go in to the judging room. And you are given a worksheet. So I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see what it looks like. And this is just an example. There would be a scenario right here. So as a team, you guys are going to read over that. And then you will have 10 minutes to generate different options. So you've already studied this. You know what you need for a disaster plan. And so you guys are going to start brainstorming and come up with different options that can help you solve the scenario to have the best conclusion of the scenario. So right here, you guys are gonna write, okay, so we need an escape route from each room in our house. What about our communication? And so this is kind of your brainstorming. This is your knowledge that you guys know, how you can take your knowledge and come up with a solution. And then down here, you guys will write your solution. So it says to be prepared for disaster, every family should have a disaster plan that works for their household. In summary, the plan should include, so look, it includes this escape route. You should have communication. And so you're going to take what you generated here and make a solution for the scenario. So you have 10 minutes as a team to do this. And how we do it on Zoom is we will give you guys a link to a Google Doc, and you'll all have access to it.
Okay.
So that you can read the scenarios and someone can write the different alternatives. So then you have 10 minutes, and then when those 10 minutes are up, you have 5 minutes to present to the judges your solution. This is what you're judged on. So there's 50 points possible to this section of the contest. So it's worth 15 points for the different options that you guys thought of. So you didn't just have one thing, you just didn't put, oh, we need a communication plan. You had a list of things. You needed a route. You needed a meeting place. And then it's worth 15 points, depending on the conclusion that you reached and that you were able to explain it and that you show the knowledge that you guys had when coming up with the solution. And then there is 10 points that everyone on your team participated. So it wasn't just one person throwing out ideas. It wasn't just one person presenting. The whole team contributed to the solution and the presentation. And then you get 10 points if you have a clear statement of the decision that you guys made. Okay, do you guys have any questions about that? None? Okay, then we are ready to get into the fun part where you guys actually are going to do the contest. Who's excited? Woohoo!
We
Yay!
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link in the chat box. This is going to take you to a Google Doc to be able to do the identification and the judging class. Couple of things I want you to remember before I put it in there. This is just a practice, so it doesn't matter how well you do. It's just for you guys to see what it's like, okay? And so if you didn't study any of these things beforehand, don't worry about it. The state competition is in June. You have still a lot of time to study to get ready for state. So just do the best you can. It's the whole idea is to have you learn what the process is like, okay? So don't worry about how well you do on this. It's just a practice. And on it, it says you have 10 minutes per section. Doing this nationally, virtually, it's really hard to stay on that schedule. It doesn't take you that long. So we have changed, and you can just go through and take it all, however long it takes for you to do it, okay? You have 40 minutes to do 4 sections because we're only going to do 4 instead of 5. So it is still 10 minutes per section, but you'll probably finish it earlier than than 40 minutes, okay? So you can just go through and take each one. The one thing I need to caution you about, when you get to the judging class, make sure you are really correct on which one you pick. So if we were picking 3, 4, 2, 1, you only select that one, okay? If you select more than one class, you will probably get 0 points because we won't be able to tell which one it is, and it'll add both of them together. Okay, so if you got a higher score than what's eligible to get, we'll know that because it's adding up several one of those, okay? So just remember to only select one thing, even though you have the option to pick any one of them. If you pick more than one, you'll get 0 points, okay?
Will it show up after the test?
Yeah, so I will be able to send you the correct answers after you're all done. Okay, so I will release them once we're done with this contest. So you'll be able to see those. So see what your scores were on them. And so what we'll do is we'll take that, and then at 5:10, was it 5:10? I can't remember, or 5:15. What was the time?
5:15.
5:15, we'll start with the first group for the assessment. So when you're all the way done, it will pop up on my screen that you've completed it. So I don't want you to log off or go back into the main, log off yet until I say, okay, I've got it. Some people forget to hit submit at the very bottom. So once you're all the way done, you just can't leave it. You have to go submit your test, okay? So some people forget to do that. So I will just, while people are working, I'll just say, Raquel, I've got yours, and then you're done. And then about 10 minutes before you're supposed to go, so that first group should be fairly quickly after, about 10 minutes before you're supposed to go on your life assessment, jump back onto the link, okay?
Real quick, did the Salt Lake team ever get on? I don't think the Salt Lake team got on.
No, I haven't seen them.
So we can probably push up the schedule
Okay,
if we want to.
that would be great.
Okay.
Sooner we can get done and not have big breaks.
Yeah,
That would be
yeah.
great. Great.
So intermediate Utah and Davis, which is Mackenzie, Benjamin, Marjorie, Avery, and Raquel. Your time would be 5:45.
And then the other ones would bump up fast also, right?
Yep.
So
And
everyone, you're just bumping up 1 or 2 times.
So then the next one's senior. So the next 2 would bump up 2 because there's 2 Salt Lake teams that are not here.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're after a Salt Lake team, you'll bump up a whole half hour earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm just about ready to put that in the link in there. So that is the link. You want to copy that and or click on it, and it'll take you to that Google Doc to take the quiz.
So where I'm zooming from, it doesn't have a chat as an option.
Okay, so you don't see a chat. Okay, and that was Samantha. Where are you at? How can you get a link?
Justice is in the other room listening to the Zoom.
Okay, so go get it from him of what to link to, okay?
What would be our team name?
Your team name, which is not that big of a deal because we're not judging this, but for you, I think it was intermediate Utah and Davis.
Davis, yeah.
So can we start doing the Google form?
Yep, you can start right now. And adults, if you want to take it to see what it's like, you're welcome to do that too, that are on.
Does it matter what email we put?
That's where the results will be sent.
What group am I in again? I know the people, but I just don't remember the name.
Senior Utah Davis.
Senior Utah Davis. Okay.
Right? Is that right?
Juab and Davis.
Senior Juab Davis.
Yeah.
And Christina, you can take it too if you want.
Might as well, right?
Might as well.
And change your name to Mackenzie.
How do I do that?
Then if you have questions, you can ask us.
What do we do for the team name?
You can just put Utah. You'll be fine for you, what county you're from if you want. There's so few of you, we can figure it out because we've got them in all.
So I can just put junior mix.
Yep. Yep.
So you can just, yeah, so if you're like a junior or a senior, you can just put mix afterwards.
No, like Raquel, you were the Davis, Utah County.
Yeah,
So you could just put Davis and I'll know where you go.
okay.
Mackenzie, I just sent the link again. Okay, I've got Christina's answers and I've got Michaela's answers. Remember, if you're going to log off for a second, we're a half hour ahead, Michaela. So you need to get in a half hour sooner than what it says on the schedule.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, see you in a bit. Get in maybe 10 minutes before that. Log on.
Okay, I will.
Okay, Hinckley, I've got yours. Kirsten, I have yours. Marcus, I have yours. Cade, I have yours.
I can go.
Yep. And remember to log back in when your time is.
And what time is that?
Let me double check that paper. Hold on a sec. So Marcus, let's see. So Marcus, you're at 5:30.
I don't think I'll be able to do that.
Do you want to just get on it at 5:15 or is that still can't do that? Do you need to be later or before that?
You have a basketball game. I have a basketball game.
Okay, that's okay if you can't do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay, Samantha, have yours?
What time do you want me to get back on?
Let's have you get back at 5:30. Okay? And then we'll probably move some other people with you and Justin because there's only 2 of you now, probably for that time.
Okay.
Do you have my score?
I'll send them once where everyone's done. Okay? I'll release
Could
them for you.
Could
Okay?
you,
So I have, let's see who else now. So Hinkley, did I already say that I had yours?
You have Monica's.
Monica, I have Monica's.
okay, so I just come back at the one.
You're coming back. Why don't you, let's see, Monica. Let's have you come at 5:15.
All right.
Okay,
So right on 5:15 or a couple minutes before.
just a couple minutes before.
All right. Just come back on this meeting link.
Yep,
Mhm.
same meeting link.
Okay, see you later.
Okay. Okay, I have Eliza's. Eliza, are you going to be able to get on at 5:15?
I think so. I'll do my best.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, Avery, I have yours. And Benjamin, I have yours.
Did you get mine?
Okay, so I just got Marjorie's. Is that who asked?
I thought
Did
it was
you get
Avery.
mine?
Avery?
Avery, let's see. Yep, I got Avery, sorry. I missed that.
It's the thing.
Justice, I just got yours.
How do you know your score?
I'll send them to you once we're all done here. I'll release them and it'll say it's out of 990 points, but it's only out of 200 points. So if you have more than 200, then you marked something more than once on there. Okay, so I've got Raquel's and I've got Josephine. Is there anybody else that's still taking it? Heber, have I seen yours yet? I don't think I've seen Heber.
Mackenzie's still working on hers.
Okay, and Mackenzie, okay. Okay, we've got about 2 more minutes left.
Okay. Do we hop back? So we hop back on 30 minutes earlier than our normal time?
Yes, 30 minutes earlier than your normal time.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I'll see you then.
Okay, bye-bye.
When I got my score for the quiz, how am I supposed to because I already got my score. How am I supposed to change the answer? I don't know.
You don't change it. It's just showing you what you did.
Okay.
Okay, I just got Hebers. So we've got Mackenzie still to come. Okay, Mackenzie, got 1 more minute to finish up. So try to decide on your last ones. Okay, make your last submit it. Go down and hit submit, Mackenzie. Okay, I have all of the test results in.
Yeah. Okay, so I will go ahead and move Jolene and Christina into the judging room, and then once the whole team's here, I'll move them in. Does that work?
Okay, and then if it's different, it's okay. If it's not
Okay.
the same team members.
Perfect.
People need to go early or anything like that, you can just submit them wherever.
Okay, sounds good.
Get 4 and send them in there. Don't even have to run the other group.
Okay, awesome. Okay.
What time do the juniors go for the judging?
Okay, so Brinley's not going to be doing it. She had to leave early. So let me look at the paper. So you guys were supposed to be at 6:15 when we took those other ones out.
Uh-huh.
So come in about 6:15, okay?
Okay.
Didn't you want me at 5:15?
Josephine, and we might be able to do you a little sooner too, if there's some that only have.
So I just come at 6:15.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Jolene, can Michaela not do it anymore? Michaela.
No, she's supposed to be able to.
Okay. So if we move Monica to 5:15, then it would just be Michaela, I think, on that team.
Oh, well, is Kate not doing it? Kate Reynolds, who wasn't there?
Was she there? I didn't see her.
I didn't see her either. Well, we didn't have Misty there either. So we can just put them wherever. We'll just put them in where we think, because I have 5 on one team already in there.
Okay.
So she can go in with the first 4 seniors.
Perfect. Okay. All right, okay, then I will move you guys over. Okay, so I'm going, is Eliza on? I see, there's Eliza. Hinkley? Is Hinkley with you? Oh, there's Hinkley. Cade is right there. Is Kristen on? Oh, right there, Kirsten. Said it wrong. Hi, how are you? And then Monica. Okay, so it's gonna ask you guys to join the breakout room. Do you guys have any questions? Okay, so Hinkley, Cade, Diana, do you want to go in?
No, that's okay. I'll just listen from Kirsten's computer.
Okay. Okay, I think everyone's in that's supposed to be in. Cool. Hi, Marcus. Are you able to participate?
For a little.
Okay.
Until 6.
Okay, great. When this group comes out, I'll just put you in with the next one so we can get you in before you need to
Okay.
leave. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Marcus, what grade are you in?
6.
6. Awesome. So do you play junior jazz or what is it? What is it? Through a league?
Huh?
Is it junior jazz through a league or?
What do it? Junior jazz or league?
I think you're junior.
Junior jazz?
Cool. Awesome. Well, good luck with your game.
Yeah.
What county are you from?
Juab.
Juab. Awesome. Cool. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Hey Megan, this is Marjorie. So Heber we have to leave right after we go to my sister's basketball game. So Heber come in with us and do the thing at 5:45.
Yep. So have him just go when I move you in.
Okay.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Megan, we're ready.
Okay. I will put the next group in. Will it let you join it, Jolene, without me?
Nope, I think you need to send me back.
Because it's telling me that you're still in there.
I can join it.
Okay, perfect.
Same with Christina, you can join it.
Yeah.
Go down, hit the little buttons at the bottom.
Will it let you join, Christina? Okay. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to put in Marcus, Justice, and Samantha. So it's going to ask you, to join, and you just join the room. Benjamin, do you want to go now or wait for your team?
Wait for my team.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Marcus, is it asking you to join the breakout room? Marcus, can you hear me? Marcus? Can anyone else hear me, or am I on mute?
I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Marcus? Hey, Marcus, can you hear me? Mackenzie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You're so grown up. It's been a while.
Yeah.
You
Sorry.
like your new house?
Yeah, it's fun.
I love seeing all the pictures your mom posts. Looks awesome.
We miss you.
I miss you guys. Are you still, so you're still doing Utah County 4-H?
No,
No.
but we need the 4-H here isn't as good as it was there.
Uh-huh.
So we made our own little club. We're still registered to it, but we're not gonna.
Oh.
We're doing stuff with cousins and friends.
Oh, okay. Cool. Awesome. Okay, it's looking like they're coming out. So just kidding, they aren't coming out. They're still in there. Sorry. So Mackenzie, where are your brothers?
I don't know, Mom. Where are Jared and Parker?
So I mean, like, where are they living?
Oh,
Sorry.
in Orem and Provo.
Oh, okay. They're both down there?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hi, Raquel.
Hello, Mackenzie.
Okay, so how do you guys know each other?
We went to elementary school together.
Oh.
We were 4-H buddies in Utah.
Okay. Awesome.
Oh, we both moved up here to Bountiful too.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
together. Yeah, in the same month.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But that's awesome for you guys.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Raquel,
How close do you guys live?
5 minutes when you drive in the car.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, Megan.
Yeah.
Raquel is one of the friends that we do 4-H with, just our little club.
Oh,
The sewing class.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're gonna do more
awesome.
than sew though.
Yeah, we're gonna do like a wood shop class, and then maybe some other things.
Leadership.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I can't think of the word.
That's so cool.
We're gonna make our club like Utah County because we don't like the 4-H up here.
It's different, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna make it just like Utah County. Well, not just like, but more than less like Utah County.
Yeah. So you guys are in Bountiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. You can always come to Salt Lake things.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry, my mom is sewing, so
Oh, that's fine.
yeah.
So who's the leader? Is Diana or both?
We haven't decided, but we might do it with the girls as but that yeah, I think Diana, but there's like 3 families coming together, possibly 4. So
Oh,
all the moms are working together, so we'll
that's
see
so
how.
awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna start planning like activities for our siblings so they experience the activities that we plan
Mm-hmm.
in Utah County, how we did those kind of like day retreats.
Oh yeah, that's so cool. So are you two are the same age?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Last time I saw
Six
Mackenzie, she was
families.
just little. Are we ready for the next group,
We're
Jolene?
ready for the next group.
Okay. Okay, guys, I'm gonna put you in. Marcus, I'm gonna put you in and it's gonna ask you to join and you hit join, okay? This is a big group, Jolene, just FYI. Okay, so it will ask you guys to join and you just click join and then it will take you into that room. Cool. Avery, is it asking you to join? Avery and Marcus, is that asking you guys to join? Marcus? Marcus, it should be asking you to join the room and you should hit, there we go. Okay.